Your thoughts shape your actions more than you may realize. Every day you wake up and begin to think. Some thoughts are small and simple, like what to eat for breakfast or what to wear. But other thoughts are deeper. They are about who you are, what you can do, and what you believe about your future. These thoughts may seem quiet and invisible, but they have a strong power. They guide your decisions, your behavior, and even the direction of your life. Imagine two people in the same situation. They both fail an important test. The first person thinks, "I am not smart enough. I will never be good at this." Because of this thought, they feel sad and lose motivation. They stop trying. They avoid studying. Slowly, their actions follow their thoughts, and they continue to fail. The second person has a different thought. They say, "This is hard, but I can improve if I try again." This thought creates hope. It gives energy. So they study more, ask for help, and practice every day. Over time, their actions change their results. The situation is the same, but the thoughts are different, and so are the actions. This shows a simple truth. Your mind is like a starting point. Everything begins there. Before you act, you think. Even when you act quickly, your mind has already created a pattern. If your thoughts are negative, your actions will often follow in a negative way. If your thoughts are positive or realistic, your actions will move in a better direction. Many people believe that actions come first, but this is not completely true. Actions are like the result of a process, and thoughts are the beginning of that process. For example, if you think, "I am too tired to exercise," you will probably stay in bed. But if you think, "I will feel better after I move my body," you are more likely to go for a walk or do a short workout. The action changes because the thought changes. Sometimes, people are not aware of their thoughts. They think their behavior is random or controlled by outside situations. But if you look closely, you will see a pattern. A person who often thinks, "People don't like me," may avoid talking to others. Because they avoid social situations, they have fewer chances to build relationships. Then they feel lonely, and this feeling makes their original thought stronger. It becomes a cycle. Thoughts create actions, actions create results, and results support the original thoughts. Breaking this cycle is not easy, but it is possible. The first step is awareness. You need to notice what you are thinking. When you feel afraid, ask yourself, "What am I thinking right now?" You may discover thoughts like, "I will fail," or "I am not good enough." These thoughts feel real, but they are not always true. They are just ideas in your mind, and you have the power to question them. When you start to question your thoughts, you create space for change. For example, instead of thinking, "I always fail," you can say, "I failed this time, but I can learn." This small change may not feel powerful at first, but it can slowly affect your actions. You may try again. You may prepare better. You may ask for advice. Over time, these actions can lead to better results, and your new results will help you build more positive thoughts. It is important to understand that positive thinking does not mean ignoring reality. It does not mean saying everything is perfect when it is not. Instead, it means choosing thoughts that are helpful and realistic. For example, if something is difficult, you can accept that it is hard, but also believe that you can improve. This kind of thinking is balanced. It helps you stay calm and focused, instead of feeling lost or hopeless. Your thoughts also affect how you see other people. If you believe that people are kind and helpful, You may act in a friendly way. You may smile more, listen more, and show respect. Because of your actions, people will often respond positively. But if you believe that people are rude or untrustworthy, you may act cold or distant. This can push people away, and again, your actions will match your thoughts. In many ways, your life is like a mirror of your inner world. What you think inside often appears outside through your behavior. This does not mean that you can control everything. Life is full of unexpected events, but your thoughts decide how you react to those events. Two people can face the same problem, but their reactions can be very different because of their thoughts. For example, losing a job can be a very stressful experience. One person may think, "This is the end. I will never find another job." This thought creates fear and panic. They may stop trying or feel too afraid to take action. Another person may think, "This is a difficult time, but it is also a chance to find something better." This thought creates hope and motivation. They may update their resume, learn new skills, and apply for new jobs. Again, the situation is the same, but the actions are different because of the thoughts. Building better thoughts takes time and practice. It is like training a muscle. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your mind may return to old patterns again and again. But if you continue to practice, you can slowly change your thinking. One helpful method is to replace negative thoughts with more useful ones. For example, when you think, "I can't do this," you can replace it with, "I can try step by step." This small change can make a big difference over time. Another helpful method is to focus on what you can control. Many negative thoughts come from worrying about things outside your control. When you bring your attention back to your own actions, you feel more powerful. Instead of thinking, "Everything is going wrong," you can think, "What is one small thing I can do right now?" This thought leads to action, and action creates progress. It is also useful to spend time with people who have healthy thinking patterns. The people around you can influence your thoughts. If you are always with people who complain or see only problems, your thinking may become more negative. But if you are around people who focus on solutions and growth, you may begin to think in a similar way. Over time, this can change your actions and your life direction. Your environment also plays a role. What you read, watch, and listen to can shape your thoughts. If you consume a lot of negative content, your mind may become filled with fear or doubt. But if you choose content that teaches, inspires, or motivates, your thoughts may become stronger and more positive. This is a simple but powerful way to guide your thinking. It is important to be patient with yourself during this process. Changing your thoughts does not happen overnight. There will be days when you fall back into old patterns. This is normal. The key is to continue noticing and adjusting your thinking. Even small changes can create a new direction over time. Remember that your thoughts are not always facts. They are often based on past experiences, fears, or habits. When you treat your thoughts as facts, you give them too much power. But when you see them as ideas that can be changed, you take back control. This control allows you to choose actions that support your goals and your well-being. In the end, your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. If you want to change your life, you can begin by changing your thinking. This does not mean you need to be perfect. It simply means being aware, making small changes, and continuing to move forward. Every action you take today started as a thought in your mind. So, ask yourself, What kind of thoughts are you creating? Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? The answer to this question may be the key to your future.